All right, today we are going to be focusing on a GSAP feature, and this feature is going to work this way. So on the left hand side, you have a block of text, which can be headings, and each heading corresponds to one image on the right hand side. So if you hover on the first heading, you will see one image. If you hover over the second link or heading, you will see another image. But these images are different angles over the same object. So if you want to highlight different angles of, I don't know, a 3D object or a project, an architectural project, or something else that you want to show from different angles, I think this is pretty cool. And these headings are also clickable. So you can add either internal links. So you can do whatever you feel like and think of. It's just like use your imagination, you know, nothing is set in stone here. I will only focus on the desktop version. I'm saying this to avoid questions in the comments. I will not do the mobile version because that takes way too long. I will leave that to you. But the mobile version, fully optimized version, will be available on the OWO website. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, is in the description below. And you can see that we have more templates there. Templates that we have shown on this channel and templates that have now been optimized for mobile. And you can either purchase or download for free, depending what is what. All right. And I know I never ask this from you, but if you want to support this channel, please make sure to check Elementor in the description below in case you want to purchase Elementor. So let's get started. All right, so we have a fresh page here, and I'm going to add a container. Let's make this container have a height of, we could say 70. Let's just make it 100. All right, so I'm gonna publish this, and we might have to adjust some things, but we are going to do this as we go. All right, so I am going to add 2 more containers in this container. One thing I want to set already is the direction of the item. So we want this to have a row horizontal, yeah? So I'm gonna do this, row horizontal, and I'm gonna save it. And let's add another container in here, and this container is going to be full width and height 50 VH. Let's duplicate this container, and we have a container of the same height. Again, let's publish, and in each container we are going to add the text editor heading, and this is what we text editor period. And this is what we are going to be working with, and this is what where we are going to add our elements. All right, so in the first container, I am going to, let me just expand this a little bit so you can see. I'm going to go to text, and this will allow me to see the proper HTML structure as we paste it in here. So I'm going to drop it and I will explain what does what. Okay, so as you can see, let me just give a little room to breathe to these elements. So you see that they are individual elements. So we have 5 divs in this HTML widget, text widget. All right, and the first 2 divs contain links. And this, I'm using this as an example. You can add links to all of these headings, right? All right, so as you can see, each div has a class of link, and you have to make sure that they all have the class of link. Otherwise, when you hover over them, the image will not interact because they are connected with the image. As you can see, we have here the full href, which is the link, the actual link, and this is the proper HTML semantic way of wrapping links in divs. So I also added a target blank here, and that means that the link will open in a new window, right? But all in all, everything is done with good practices in mind. All right, I'm not going to bore you with this. What you need to change basically is this. If you want this to be something else, like let's say I don't know, door, and while you click or you hover over the word door, you will show a door, part of a project or something along those lines. Also, I forgot to mention, we have here that data element. So this will actually help connect the text with the image. And you will see the image has the same data attributes. That was the word. And if you're wondering why I'm not using an HTML widget for this, to be honest, I don't know. I started working on this a while ago and I continued doing it in the text editor. I've done a text editor based features before, like the Kuberto button, and I mean, it works fine. And why not? Since it is possible to add HTML in here. Now moving on to our image text editor widget. So this is where we're gonna add our images. All right, so I'm gonna go to text again. I'm gonna delete this and I'm just going to drop in my structure. And right now you can see all images. As you can see, they have different angles, let's say. I mean, yeah, more or less different angles. This is a different, that's not different than this, but I didn't have a different angle, but you can get it, right? Like, for example, as I said here, there's a door, and let's say this is the door, and then you have the window, and then you have the interior, and then you have something else, the roof. I don't know. I'm just speedballing here, so it's up to you. Again, all right, let's go to our structure. So we have the images here, right? And also we have a class for each image. And this is very important. Of course, if you want to change the classes, you can do that here, but don't forget to do it everywhere, especially in the GSAP code, because it will not work and you will ask me why it's not working. And I will tell you, be attentive to these things. All right, so I, of course, added all these images to the media library, and from the media library, I went in and grabbed the code, the link. So if you don't know how to do that, let's do that together. All right, so we are in the backend, yeah, and let's go to media, and you will see this is where I have all these images. Let's go to one of the images, and you see here the file URL. And you grab it, you just copy URL to clipboard or just copy it from here, copy paste it. And then you just add it in your HTML structure right here. And of course, add your alt text here, whatever the image represents. I would say door in this case, because we're showing a door, whatever you want to say. Be as descriptive as possible. And as you can see, again, we have the data attributes, and the data attributes are identical to the data attributes that we have set in our text based HTML. And as you can see, where is my data? Image one is the same with our image one here. I mean, data ID here. This is pretty simple, right? Like super simple. All right, so I am going to add my, I think I will start with the CSS. So I'm going to go to the top of the pyramid, to the parent container, basically the container that holds all these elements. And is the first container that we set on this page. And if you're wondering why I'm being more explicit on what I'm doing, I want everyone to understand how these things works and how they are called. I'm trying to focus also more on beginners here. So I'm sorry if I am over explaining things. All right, so let's go to advanced in this container, go to custom CSS. And once I drop the CSS, probably nothing will happen because I did not add some classes that I need to add. So just gonna, nothing happened, right? All right, excuse my code here. It suffered a lot of losses. I had to trim it down and add things, and so on and so forth. And this is just bothering me right now. I like it a bit cleaner. All right, so now it's time to add our class on the text editors, and it's going to be the same class. So I'm gonna say fill, and here as well. Let's go to advanced and say fill, and boom, that changed. And we are going to also give a class to the parent container, and this is going to be menu. I mean, you can name it whatever you want at this point. All right, so let me just adjust these containers a little bit so we have the elements in view. All right, so as you can see, there's nothing showing in the container holding our images, and I'm gonna go and add a class in here, and this class is going to be links. Let's update and let's see if it shows on the preview page. And it doesn't. So let's see what is going on here. All right, so I don't know what is happening, but I suspect, because as you can see, there's nothing showing there, but it's rotating. There's no width. So we need to add some width here. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna make it 100%. And this as well. 100%. So it's 100% of the container that they are sitting in. All right, so let's publish and let's have a quick look. Yeah, nothing is happening now. Okay, so if you click, for example, if you click on the link, as you can see, it opened in a new link. So let's go and go to door, and this is going to open a website, some random website that I found. All right, so I'm gonna close this and I'm gonna close this, and let's go back to our containers. One thing that I want to mention, because it's something very weird that is happening, and I want to make you aware of. As you can see, the first container here is the container holding the text editor that shows the images. But if you look a little bit, I mean, if you went through each step, I had the text first, right? So look at this. So if I have the text here and then I go to the parent container and do horizontal, it's fine, right? Okay, so let's publish this and we will see what happens. So let me just drop in here the code, the GSAP code. And let's go and have a quick look. And this is what is happening. It's very strange. I mean, it works and then it just weird. But if I go to switch this around, so basically I'm gonna do this and go to the main container, parent container, and do this and then publish. Yeah, don't ask why. Don't ask me why. It's just happening. It works as intended. And you saw also the links when they open, they do open in a new link. So let me just untoggle this and you will see. So let me click on door, and door should open on in a different link window, and you will see it under hover over tab right here. Okay, or whatever. It wasn't Google, it was something else, that random website. So this is how it works, which is pretty cool. And of course you can do this also for internal links, and in that case you can have the open in a different tab or don't, whatever you want. So in the case where you don't want it, you just delete it from the code. And that's about it. I mean, let me just quickly do a little preview, like how it would work on mobile, let's say, and it would work like this. Of course, you don't have hover, and this will not happen, like the 360 degree rotation animation will not happen. If you have links that open somewhere else, then you will be taken once you click on, not click, like tap on, you will be taken to the respective page, or probably they will rotate if you don't have something like that. But I think it's pretty cool, and I'm thinking to actually use it on a project. Now we'll see how I dress it up. But this is the bare bones of it. It is up to you to come up with the story that continues this feature. I know, very poetic. So I hope you liked it. And again, you will see and you'll find this on the OWO website, probably fully optimized. And if it's not fully optimized, it's going to be free. And if it's fully optimized, it's gonna be a few cents or dollars, euro, whatever. If you'd like to see what else you can build with Elementor, watch this playlist here or here. And if you have gotten any value out of this video, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video, and I'll see you next time.